She looks like she's had too much to drink already. There you go.
I'd say that's about half.
And let's try and lift a portion now.
Quite smoky from the bacon. Bacon.
Ciao and welcome. Today I'm here with my daughter Gabriella, who's come to visit us from Manchester, and she's going to show me how to cook one of her favorite dishes, which she does every Christmas.
It's true.
So what's this called, Gabriella?
It's a winter squash gratin.
Winter squash gratin. That doesn't sound very Sicilian to me.
It's pretty French, actually.
Pretty
so.
French. Oh, but I only cook Sicilian and Italian. I've got an idea. I think I've got a solution. Just stay with me a moment. Sorted. Some of you have said that you like me to keep my hat or my cap.
God.
So there you go. I'm at the least there is a bit of an injection of Sicilian spirit in this recipe.
Wow. What a shame.
Is that good enough for you?
I suppose.
I thought I'd lost it.
No. Let's make a start, okay?
Okay.
I understand there are quite a lot of ingredients in this recipe, so as always they will be listed in the description below, but I'll tell you a little bit of quantities as well as we go along, because I think she's going to be making it up a little bit as we go along. Things.
It's true.
Okay, so I'll start by slicing 3/4 of a white cabbage. You don't need to wash white cabbages like this, as the leaves are very tight, so you just remove the outer layer and they will be fine. 2/3, Gabriella?
Yeah, about
so
2/3.
I will remove 1/3.
I'll make a nice coleslaw with that.
Lovely, there you
Don't
go.
worry, I've got that earmarked.
And I'll start by slicing it fairly thin, maybe 1/2 centimeter each slice. Go back on myself and I'll slice it lengthwise now. And I need to do some cubes next, apparently, so I'm going back with a knife and making a bit of a mess, but I think I'll be fine.
Nothing new then.
Nothing new now. Is that good enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Good enough, apparently. Apparently, Gabriella likes to chop everything first, so she's asked me to put this away. So I'm putting it into a little dish. There we go. And we move on to the next piece of vegetable. Now, Gabriella's recipe is supposed to have a butternut squash, but I was around the supermarket the other day and I saw this little thing here, which was labelled as squash. I don't remember what the name was, but I got so excited
It was
that I
something
decided
squash,
to
wasn't it?
buy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use this instead, but you can use either butternut squash or whatever this is. Now, we've been talking about how we deal with this thing here, and I'm going to be trying to use half. God, that's hard. Oh, blimey. There you go. Oh, it does look a little bit like a pumpkin inside.
Yeah.
So this weighs 1 kilo, and Gabriella said that we need approximately 1/2 kilo, so we will see by the
Let's
time
go
we're
for the
done.
big half.
I'll chop it into 3 pieces first. I just discovered, against everybody's view, that the potato peeler works well. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Okay, we have finished cutting the squash, whatever it's called, and we are now slicing it. And by the way, we ended up with 260 grams in terms of the net weight. And just like we did with the cabbage, they go in a separate bowl because that's what Gabriella likes to do. Sweet potatoes next. I already peeled them, and we are doing them in thinner slices, about 1/2 centimeter thick each slice, or even less. I don't think there is a science, is there?
No, not in my books.
Not in the books. That's the sort of books I like to buy.
Oh yeah.
And best you can. I'm a bit clumsy today. Just put them on one side alongside the
Squash.
The squash. Yes. Yeah. Great. Wonderful. Okay. What do we do next? That's
Oh
what
right,
she
yeah,
asked me,
next. You're looking at her.
What next?
Get a bit closer together because I'm struggling to keep it then.
What comes next? Why are you laughing?
You're laughing at me. Okay.
What comes next?
Oh, you can't because I looked at her. When
She
you...
looks like she's had too much to drink already. What comes next?
Okay, next you're gonna get the vegetarian bacon.
Vegetarian
about
bacon.
5 rashers.
5 lashes. Okay. So that's 2. 6, okay?
Sure.
1 for luck.
Sure.
2 each, that's good.
Yeah.
Are you going to do them in cubes?
Exactly that.
Garlic next, and I've got 3 cloves, 2 big ones and a medium one, so 3 medium one would be okay as well. I'll just remove the skin from all of them. Milk next.
Yes, next.
Okay, 250 ml goes in, cold milk. Fresh double cream, 250 milliliters also added to the milk, so it's a 50-50 split. Then whatever.
Okay, then we're gonna bring that over to the hob
Okay.
and put that on until it reaches boil.
No garlic yet?
No garlic yet, no. It doesn't look like much, but once it rises, you can fit everything you need to in there. So now it's reached boil and you can see it's starting to rise, and you want to take it off the heat quickly and add the garlic. And pop it back on, but then turn it down because you don't want it to bubble over. There we go. And now you can add the squash and the sweet potato.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Trust I do it right.
No, don't let him do it.
There
You've
you
lost
go.
my trust.
That's just right. Look at that.
Yeah.
So you turn the heat back up onto number.
I've turned it up to 8, but because we've added things, it'll take a minute to reach the boiling point again. So I'm just gently pushing it under, because as it cooks, it comes higher, and then more of the vegetable can sit underneath the cream and milk and boil. Also, I find that once the lid is on, that these top bits, even if they're not underneath, they do still get steamed a little bit, so they do soften. And we're going to turn it down now, because otherwise it will just overflow.
So what number you've got?
I've turned it to 6, but
Medium high.
yeah, medium high.
Okay.
And how long does that now need to cook for, Gabriella?
Until it's completely soft in the middle, and then it will be ready for the oven.
Separate pan. Lump of butter. Quite generous. The butter is pretty much melted, and I'll add my bacon, or fake bacon I should say. The reason why you need to be generous with the butter is because clearly this is not real bacon, and you need a little bit of fat, so the butter will compensate for it. And I'll give this a good mix for a good couple of minutes. And once the bacon has crispened up, we can add the cabbage. And I'll mix everything together now so that the cabbage and the bacon combine together. According to Gabriella, it's very important that the bacon crispens up because that is his moment of glory, because apparently the cabbage will be taking over soon. And I'll turn the heat up high now, number 8, and I'll leave it, I'll keep an eye until everything crispens up.
Okay, so we leave those two to cook for a little while,
Okay.
and then once that is finished, we will combine them together before putting them in the oven with lots of cheese. And you leave the garlic cloves in. Some people like to take them out, but I like to leave it a bit garlicky.
Oh,
so I
she's my
leave them in.
daughter! Great!
These should be done by now. Oh yeah. Nice and soft, so I'm going to turn those off.
By the way, these ones, I'll turn them slightly down. They were on high. Put them on the medium high, otherwise they'll burn. But they've been now seasoning for a good 15 minutes. And they've shrunk in volume considerably, actually. New pan. Over to you, Gabriella.
Okay, now that everything's cooked, we're going to combine. I'll do this first. This pan isn't on heat, by the way. It's merely a vessel. Ooh, I can see the garlic.
So you're not going to be turning this on?
No, no.
Okay.
Do you want me to take out the garlic? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
We like a nice piece of garlic.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's combine it all together. Lovely. I'm just going to try a little bit to check how much salt and pepper I need to add. I've got a massive chunk of garlic there. I'm not. Okay, so there's already a bit of saltiness from the salted butter and the bacon. So
That's
for
the
now-
equivalent to about...
Oh, is that a teaspoon?
Is that about
That is a
half
half
a
a
teaspoon?
teaspoon,
Half a
actually.
teaspoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so another half a teaspoon here. And pepper to taste. I like mine quite peppery. Sorted.
Ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, fab. So we're going to scoop in about half of this mixture into here. I'd say that's about half. Then I've got some grated cheddar. You can also use Gruyere or any type of cheese, really. And again, I'm using half of the amount of cheddar. Now I've got some Parmesan. And you guessed it, I'm adding half of the amount of Parmesan that I've got. And spooning the other half inside, over the top. Layering up a bit like a lasagna, which is more Italian than this French dish.
Looks really lovely, actually. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to this.
It's pretty good. That's why I have it every Christmas.
Well, yeah. Well, we often have a little taster, don't we? But we
It's
don't
true.
eat much of it.
I'll have this and cauliflower cheese. I don't discriminate. Oh yeah, this is the other half of the cheese, in case that wasn't clear. And then finally, I'm going to add the rest of the Parmesan. So it's ready for the oven. Fan oven, 180 degrees for 45 minutes, and then we'll take a look.
Good. See you then. And we are ready, aren't we, Gabriella?
We are.
I have to say, admittedly, Might not be a Sicilian dish, but it smells really, really nice.
It does smell lovely.
It's still bubbling. It's really, really piping hot. So we're gonna be leaving it for 5 minutes maybe, so that we can then serve it, and we will see what this creation tastes like. Okay. And just like a lasagna, I'm going around the edges with a spatula to ensure that it's nice and free and it's looking perfect. We did wait 10 minutes, even if Julie insisted in doing it straight away.
I went off and did something else for 10 minutes, it's fine.
And I'm so glad that we did wait 10 minutes, because I can see that actually it's got a nice firm consistency now. And let's try and lift the portion now. Gabriella, well done. Ooh, it looks good. And here is the inside of Gabriella's creation. It looks very good actually. There you go.
Thank you.
We're going to taste. Off you go, Gabba. You go first.
Really nice. Quite smoky from the bacon. Bacon.
Thank you. Let me have a look. It's really creamy. It's lovely.
nice.
And I know what she means by the smokiness of the bacon. It's lovely, really nice. And this is what Gabriella has on Christmas Day, because she's vegetarian. No, you're not vegetarian. You are a fishy vegetarian.
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian. That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay. It might not be a Sicilian dish, but Sicily.
Got garlic in it, what more do you want?
Sicily was ruled by the French back in the 13th century.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the end of the day, the cap is making it very Sicilian,
Yeah.
isn't it? Thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and if you make it, maybe you can let Gabriella now. Ciao, ciao. Thank you. Bye.